Hey there, Maricopa. This is Maria Poor. I am one of the Cultural Affairs and Arts Committee members for the City of Maricopa. And here today we have one of our local artists creating one of the beautiful signal box portraits. I'm here today with artist Veronica Lichtenstein, who created this beautiful mural. Veronica, what does this represent for you?
This is, when I was thinking about Maricopa and the kind of box I would want to paint, I just started to think about what's one of the main activities that people in my neighborhood do. And me and my daughter go bike riding all the time, especially around Halloween and Christmas time, to look at all the displays and to enjoy the weather during that season. So I wanted to make a mural of a joyful bike ride, and that's what it is. It's a blissful joy ride. This is part of our Super Bloom, and this is actually this street on Honeycutt, which was just like a month ago, was all blown up with these yellow trees and the green pieces out there. So it's just one of my favorites because it reminds me of the amount of fun times we had together going bike riding every night.
And this piece directly represents you and your family life and your family together. Describe that for us.
Absolutely. Like we love going on bike rides and going around the neighborhoods. We love getting picnics. We'll pick up Chipotle and then we'll just, find a spot under a tree and just hang out. And it's one of those things where she'll want to do it every night and she gets to talk about the end of her day and open up, and it's just a really fun event for us to do. And I think as I've been doing this piece and bike riders have come by, it's been fun to see families together see this and feel like they're being captured from Maricopa.
What does it mean to you to have this gorgeous public artwork up in your city?
Just the world. I'm so excited. I'm excited to have seeing the 9 other pieces that are going to be out there, just to see what everybody has and everybody's unique fingerprint and art, and seeing what they're going to come up with. I'm just excited to see more of this.
Welcome. We're going to get this show started. We are a few minutes late coming out of E-session, so I hope you accept my apology for that. Welcome to the regular City Council meeting of August 15th. And at this time, I'm going to ask Pastor Rusty from Community of Hope Church to come forward for the invocation, and Councilmember Wade to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So all rise if you're able, please. Amen.
Please face the flag and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Pastor Rusty Akers. He's been here all day volunteering. We really appreciate that. And thank you to Councilmember Wade for leading us in our pledge. That takes us to roll call. Vanessa, if you don't mind.
Councilmember Gettle.
Present.
Councilmember Learman.
Here.
Councilmember Manfredi. Here. Councilmember Marsh.
Here.
Councilmember Wade.
Here.
Vice Mayor Vidiello. Here. Mayor Smith.
Here.
Madam Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Vanessa. That takes us to proclamations, acknowledgements, and awards and presentations, of which you can see we have none this evening. So we'll move on to item 4, report from the mayor. Council members, Vice Mayor, do you have anything? Yes, Councilmember Marsh.
Yes, I'd like to pull a point of personal privilege and recognize Kimley Steger. We've lost a key contributor to our city this week. Kimley, a journalist and reporter at the Maricopa Monitor, got reassigned to the city of Coolidge. Boo. I know how important your first job out of college is. My first job was life-changing. Kimley's first job out of college was with the Monitor in Copacetic as a reporter and journalist. She spent the past 2 years telling stories of the people, the businesses, and the government of the city of Maricopa. And she wrote those stories with accurate and positive voice. She wrote perfect paragraphs in excellent vocabulary with proper use of the Oxford comma. Kimley will be sorely missed here in Maricopa, and I want to recognize her many contributions to our city. So how about a round of applause for Kimley? And Kimley, would you like to take the stand and say goodbye to Maricopa?
Okay, we're live now. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for asking me to be here, Bob Marsh, Councilmember Bob Marsh. And thank you to everyone who has wished me luck with the new job. And I've said a lot of goodbyes already, but I just want to thank everybody for I'm so nervous, and I don't know why. I guess it's different when you're up in front of the podium. This is my first time. And then just interviewing people, I know how it feels. But just thank you to the community for the past 2 years and just everything that I've learned along the way. As Bob Marsh said, it was my first job out of college, and I have learned a lot, and I have enjoyed getting to know the Maricopa community over the past 2 years, and I will miss you all, but I'll definitely come back and be around and be involved. And I just want to wish our new reporter, Tatiana, the best of luck, and I hope you guys all get to say hello to her tonight. But again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kimley. Are you finished, Councilmember Marsh?
Yeah.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Who else would like to speak? Okay, that takes care of everybody except for myself. I just want to bring up one item, and that is a fun event. I call it fun because after an entire session of working through and trying to convince people that Prop 400E in Maricopa County is very critical and important to the city of Maricopa, and we need to find a way to get it passed. It was finally passed by our governor, by our legislation, and they celebrated it with an official signing this past week, and I was able to be a part of that. I've had some people say, now why were you there? That was Maricopa County. What you need to know and understand is part of that Prop 400E is the northern portion of State Route 347 and the widening. That money for widening that portion of 347 is included in Prop 400E. So it was very important to the region, very important to the city of Maricopa, and overall Prop 400E is extremely important to the entire state, but mostly, to the Phoenix metropolitan area. So very exciting that it is going to be put on the ballot. That's getting it through legislation and approved by the governor was one step. It now needs to be put on the ballot. And if you know anyone that lives in Maricopa County and voting at the time that it's put on the ballot, we all need to encourage them to support that because it's hugely important for all of the region and especially important for the northern part of State Route 347. So pretty exciting stuff. And that brings us, unless anyone else has anything, brings us to the report from the city manager.
No report tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. That takes us to the call to the public. Let me read to you the procedures to follow if you address the council. Our council requests that you express your ideas in 3 minutes or less and refrain from any personal attacks or derogatory statements about any city employee, fellow citizen, or anyone else, whether in the audience or not. The mayor will limit discussion whenever they deem such an action is appropriate to proper conduct of the meeting. At the conclusion of an open call to the public, individual members of the council may respond to criticism made by those who have addressed the council, may ask staff to review a matter, or may ask that a matter be put on a future agenda. However, members of the council shall not discuss or take legal action on any matters during an open call to the public unless the matters are properly noticed for discussion and legal action. So I do have 3 speaker cards this evening. I'll go through those 3 speakers, and then if anyone else in the audience would like to address the council, we'll open that up for them as well. So our first speaker this evening is Mr. Barry McCain.
Did it work? Okay. Good evening, Mayor Smith, City Council, staff, and friends. My name is Barry McCain from here in Maricopa. I'd like to begin by expressing my confidence in Mayor Smith, council persons Manfredi, Gatto, Lieberman, and Marsh. Any graduate of MIT is going to get my vote. So our city manager, Horst, and city attorney will make ethical and experienced decisions as a complete task. Not to minimize the city fire chief and the city police chief. Both of them are steeped in common sense, and it's going to be required because we're going to have some tough times coming ahead here, Mayor. And I just know after this legislative session, it wore me out, and I'm sure it did you. But we're going to get through this, and I know that together we can get this as Americans. We can get this done, and I'm going to be back in Prop 400 as well. But I want it to be known that good people or people of goodwill, despite differences, can pull together for the well-being of our city and our country. But first, we must strive equality, moral relativism, discipline, and knowledge to better our quality of life. Knowledge will forever govern ignorance. And Mayor Smith, just as the Navy SEALs taught me, we're not going to leave a man, woman, or child alone, if at all possible. So I have utmost confidence in the individuals I talked about for very good reasons, but for time constraint. You can ask me anytime. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. McCain. Next, I would like to invite up Aubrey Morris.
Good evening, Mayor,
Mayor.
City Council. I'm here to talk about the upcoming Wild West Music Festival. I have a couple questions regarding that. What was the process in choosing SLE to produce the event, number one? Number two is, was there an RFP issued electronically or printed? And did the city do their due diligence on selecting SLE? They don't have the most favorable reputation here in the Valley. Is the city financing the event, or did SLE buy the event out from the city? And will the city hold SLE accountable to bring artists that will cater to the Black community? A couple other things regarding that. Looking at the logo, it reflects the past of Maricopa, which didn't include a lot of African Americans. But now we represent an ever-growing population here. Maricopa AZ Events, which I'm the chair, and Ken Ojon of Ojon Enterprises have lost nearly $200,000 in bringing quality music events to Maricopa. And I think at least the city could have done a better job in giving us the opportunity to play a part in this big event. It's been said by a number of Maricopians that we truly bring music diversity for all in this community. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Jennifer, would you have someone appointed to answering some of his questions?
Mayor, I can answer the majority of the questions, and Quinn Canold is here this evening as well, and he can correct me if I get any of the information incorrect. But
Wait. We can't respond now. We can meet with them.
Right, that's what I was indicating, yeah. If Quinn,
Perfect.
do you have a business card that you could give Mr. Morris? Is that who you would like, Jennifer? Yes. That'd be great.
Okay.
All right, thank you. The next speaker card I have is Dr. Leon Willis.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members, and my fellow Maricopan resident. My name is Dr. Leon M. Willis. I'm Dean of Theology at Love University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a resident of Maricopa for the past 6 years. We as Black leaders of Maricopa have met, and our objective is to aid the City Council in obtaining more diversity within the city hiring process in all levels of employment and board committee assignment in Maricopa. We as a community realize that Black population is more than 10% of Maricopa and continue to grow. Yet this is not reflected in the hiring at the high or low level of city government. The Black community of Maricopa would love to hear from the City Council on how you intend to address these issues and make Maricopa a more perfect city in its diversity. It is our wish and prayer that we receive feedback as soon as possible so that we can work together to resolve these issues. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Willis. Jennifer, who would you like to have meet with him?
if Quinn Canold can also grab his information, I'll get that and we'll give it to the right person.
That'd be great. Appreciate that. So would anyone else like to approach the podium at this point? Mr. Willis, Councilmember Wade would also like to meet with you sometime in the future. So if you guys can connect tonight, that'd be great. Hi, state your name.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jalen Johnson. I am under an internship provided by the city, and I interned here at, well, City Hall. I am originally from Washington, and I came up to say that I wanted to sincerely thank the very many people who provided the opportunity, and just helped me get through my internship. Some people of note who I really wanted to thank were Mr. Horst, or Rick Horst, I guess, so everyone knows him. He was the one who provided the opportunity for me and just created it and just allowed me to take it. I wanted to thank the Deputy City Manager, Mike Klozowski, as he has just been a voice of, I guess, advice and just helping me, again, get through the internship. I wanted to thank the Chief Information Officer, Mike Collins, in IT. He's the one who's overseeing my internship and has been just a helping and guiding voice for me in case if I had any issues or just anything to help me get to the end of the internship. And a couple of other people to note, GIS specialist Adam Langford and GIS technician Cameron King, as they were the people who, or are the people currently who just not oversee, but I'm under their tutelage, and they've done a lot. Some other people to note that I have met, interacted with, and have had a profound impact on me is, of course, the mayor, Nancy Smith, Jennifer Brown, Ben Bitters, Mark Goodman, and the fire chief, Ken. And I just realized I'm not speaking into the microphone. Sorry. And the fire chief, Ken Pantoja. Again, I wanted to thank just everyone. That's really all I have to say.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know our internship program is one that I'm pretty proud of, and I've heard great things about you and appreciate the work that you've done. And I've been trying to talk him into moving to Maricopa after he graduates, so I'll have to keep working on that. He's not sure the Arizona heat works for him, but I'll keep working on it. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, please come forward. State your name.
Good evening, City Council. Good evening, Mayor. I just wanted to voice concerns on behalf of my colleagues and myself. Just so I'd like to know, what can the African American community, the Black community, do to increase the diversity in the city of Maricopa? Because we notice that out of the employees that are hired by the city, that work for the city, there are only 3 blacks represented in the city of Maricopa. And what I would like to, our concern is, what can we do as a community to increase diversity in the city?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I know we have the stats that we can get to Mr. Ojan, so happy to do that. Would anyone else like to approach the podium? Okay, seeing none, I will close the call to the public. That'll take us to consent agenda items, which is item 7.1 to 7.9. I don't have any speaker cards for consent agenda items, but council, do you have any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion? So moved by Councilmember Marsh. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Wade. Any additional concerns, questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries, and that brings us to the conclusion of our city council meeting tonight.